of the day from American River College in Sacramento. And what a day it's been so far. It ends with perhaps our most intriguing match of the day. It's a rematch of the last two 3C2A championships as 2022 winners Saddleback square off against the team making the shortest journey of any in the tournament, Folsom Lake, winners of last year's title. It's the Bobcats and the Falcons right here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Good evening, everybody. My name's Stephen Davies. It's a pleasure to be joined by Adrian Sorensen, head women's soccer coach at San Joaquin Delta College. The Bobcats make their second appearance in 3 years at Championship Weekend on what were very happy stomping grounds the last time Saddleback were here in town. They won the 2022 crown with a 2-0 victory over Chaffee right here at American River College, the first title in program history, and a week later were named the #1 community college side in the nation. However, things changed quickly at the community college level, and only 2 members of the roster from that 2022 side are still around compared to 23 freshmen, one of the highest totals of any team in the state. Folsom Lake are looking to make it back-to-back titles since Santiago Canyon did it in 2018 and 19, and will have the psychological advantage heading into this one. The Falcons defeated Las Positas 4-0 in round 1, then they squeezed past Hartnell 1-0 in the semifinal round thanks to a 33rd minute goal from Tia Reyes, the team's leading scorer on the season, while goalkeeper Linnea Cybersma added 5 saves to preserve the clean sheet. A 2-1 win over Sierra with an 89th minute winner from Layla Hadid booked their place at Championship Weekend. As we take a look at the starters for Saddleback, our player of the game to watch will be Angelina Nito. She's scored 15 goals on the season thus far. Let's welcome Adrienne to the broadcast and your thoughts on what should be a very exciting match tonight.
First of all, absolute spectacle of an event. Again, great crowd for the first game. Even better crowd for this one, with it being a local team in Folsom, and just a great crowd also for Saddleback. Their fans travel super well. I know that firsthand from this game here.
So we're underway here in the first half. Saddleback in the white uniforms, going from right to left on your screen. Meanwhile, Folsom Lake in the black uniforms with the white and teal numbers. I like the gradient on the numbers. That will make it especially easy to identify. Folsom Lake with Maddie Stroh here in the middle of the pitch.
Folsom in there, 3-5-2. They'll look to switch the point. They're going to look to keep the ball. They'll look to press as soon as they lose it all over the field. It'll be interesting to see how these teams come out, if they come out high pressing or sit off a bit, wait and see.
This ball clipped in over the top as Saddleback make their move. This is number 13, Angelina Nieto, the team's leading scorer with 15 goals on the season, wearing the number 13 jersey.
That's likely one of the few times you'll see Folsom get isolated 1v1 in the back. They do an excellent job in defensive transition with their back three, and rarely are ever isolated with any of the back three.
Let's look at the keys to the game for the Falcons. Their ability to control all facets of the game, possessing the ball well in the final third, and a solid defense with an aggressive stance will be the mode operandus for Coach Donnie Rabato. He's in his 11th season, winning his first state championship, of course, in 2023.
Folsom program's absolutely in a great place right now, obviously coming off of their state championship. A lot of experienced players on this roster who won it a year ago. Definitely hungry again, and I know that they're excited to be doing it at home tonight in front of their fans who travel extremely well and didn't have to go far.
How important is it for this Folsom Lake team to have players on it that have experienced winning a championship and knowing what it takes to do so?
It's a huge advantage. Absolutely huge advantage, and both of these programs have excellent cultures. They're both very well coached, very experienced staffs. BJ and his staff, another good transition moment here. Let's see. Good work by Andrea Hernandez, 1v1 there.
sometimes to win those games, you need luck.
Throw into Saddleback. This is Allison Lozano. She's wearing the number 2 jersey. And this one knocked out of play. Throw in near side. And cleared away by Folsom Lake. So it should be another throw to Saddleback, and Lozano will take it once again.
Good work again there by Andrea. She's hunting the ball right now and making sure that they don't give up anything early.
Cleared away by Folsom Lake.
Good connecting work there by Taya. They'll look to switch the point consistently.
Played into the center of the park here for Thaisa Arredondo. She's wearing the 24 jersey. Sent forward by Folsom Lake. They try to flick it on, but there are 5 Saddleback defenders in the area to clear that one away. Nieto escapes clear of a defender. Tried to play the through ball. She was trying to thread it through there. That was to Janan Saeed. She's wearing 27, by the way. She typically wears number 12, but a late jersey snafu required her to change jerseys. So Janan Saeed wearing 27 tonight. Folsom Lake playing a 3-5-2. The wingbacks able to get into the midfield if required. Into the 6th minute here, and not a lot to choose between these two teams so far, Adrienne.
No, both teams are trying to establish the tempo right now. Nobody wants to give anything up early. Both teams are doing a pretty good job in organization. Folsom's getting a little bit isolated on the big ball, just as this game's still trying to settle down. But I expect both these teams to look to put the ball down and play a bit. Saddleback will be more direct for sure with their 2 front, and they're not going to take as many chances as Folsom will likely take. But both of these teams will probably be a little bit conservative in the attack to start. Wait and see a bit is what it looks like at this point.
They tried to switch the field at Folsom Lake as Destin Armstrong had made a run down the right wing, but snuffed out by a Saddleback defender. But they'll come back again here. Folsom Lake to the near side, Armstrong again. Now over to Arredondo. She's wearing 24. Nieto bundles the Folsom Lake Falcon player off the ball. Long ball played in over the top, looking for the center forward there. And nobody home for Folsom Lake. In goal tonight for Saddleback, number 98. There's a look at Cameron Simmons in goal. Good high boot forward there from Simmons, looking for Nieto. Back to Cybersma in goal for Folsom Lake. Good ball played through traffic here. An opportunity for... This is Kamea Yazi. Yazi's wearing number 11. Try to play it back to her, but unable to do so. Saddleback there. Now ball into space here on the near side. It's Armstrong. Tried to flick it through. And again, Saddleback match her every move, and this will go out of play for a throw.
Kamaya Yazi, number 11 for Folsom, attacking midfielder, definitely one to watch in this game. She's such a workhorse player, great athleticism, but she's just going to keep working. She's just going to keep buzzing around, making things happen. She's a great connecting piece, just great player.
7 goals and 3 assists on the season for her.
Good things happen when Kamaya's active in the game, and she's always active, and that's why they're big reason why they're here.
shot from distance, and that forced the goalkeeper into a diving, sprawling save, and it's cleared away. It's our first opportunity on goal, courtesy of Folsom Lake here in the 9th minute.
And you want to be the team to shake things up first. I think it's a great tone for Folsom. Even no matter what's happened prior to that, even with their backs getting isolated a couple of times, you're the team that you feel like maybe draws a little blood first. You force the goalkeeper into a shaky save, making things happen early.
Here's Maddie Stroh in possession. 9th minute. Diagonal ball, searching for Taya Reyes. Reyes along the byline. It's bundled to the ground. Folsom Lake wanted a corner. Instead, they get a Saddleback goal kick. Let's take a look at the Saddleback keys to the game. They want to stay organized, which they've done a superb job of so far. They want to stick to the hard work that they've done defensively throughout the course of the season. And, of course, like any team, they would like to strike first. Your thoughts, Adrienne?
I think that they have really smart coaches that aren't going to give anything away on the broadcast. I think that's what every team wants to do that. And great staff that they have at Saddleback. BJ's absolute class. Him and John are amazing coaches, do a great job with the program culture-wise also. Both of them played in the USL, but coming over into the women's game, they really care about the women that they lead and do a great job, not just in teaching the game, but also helping these women develop into the players that they become, not just through here, but at the next level.
So you're saying when I ask for keys to the game, they're giving me stock answers then, in other words?
I hate to be the one to break that to you, Steve.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll keep that in mind for Sunday.
That's why they're here.
Yeah.
That's why they're here at the Final Four.
Play forward and giving chase here. Folsom Lake player on the attack. Shrugs off a defender, squares this one in, and the right-footed effort is well wide of the target. Let's take a look at the replay here. This is Ashley Lesatona sending in the right-footed effort, and then it was Yazi with the shot.
And you'll take that with Kamaya because of everything that she brings. Yeah, she's going to miss some on the frame. She's going to be wild at times, but that nature that she has is such a great complementary piece on this possession-oriented team. She's just such a great different piece.
Folsom Lake fans wanted a free kick, and they get one, and they've certainly got the significant fan advantage on site here tonight at American River College. And this is the most packed the stands have been here today, a full house for this final match of the day.
We love that, Steve. Armstrong, another one to watch for Folsom out on the wing. Wily little player. She likes to get lined up and dice you 1v1. Great quickness, good explosiveness on the dribble. Likes to serve the ball, likes to find the 9 as she does there. And then Taya's just a beast. She's just a flat-out beast. She's going to work. She's going to work. She's great in hold-up play. She's developed a ton as a player. I can't wait to talk more about her. Great transition moment for Saddleback, but where are the numbers? Where are the numbers in transition?
Here's Niato doing her best to work against two defenders to the edge of the penalty area. She'll shoot on goal, and it's an easy save there for Linnaeus Cybersma.
Sometimes you don't need numbers. Sometimes you're that good.
And there's a clip and a free kick to Saddleback. Free kick to be taken by number 16, Caitlin Ramirez, the freshman.
Folsom's always going to try to go the other way when they win the ball. Can they switch the point of attack?
Ball into the box was cleared away by Saddleback. Maddie Stroh.
Saddleback very organized defensively in their 4-4-2. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give up much. They want to stay organized. As he did say, he did give that away to us. He was going to try to stay organized defensively and work hard. But they are absolutely organized defensively, and they will not give anything up easily.
It's a throw into Folsom Lake here on the near side. 14th minute here, still searching for our first goal of the evening. But we've had goals in every match so far, and we have had some stunners so far this weekend. Will we have another one in our nightcap match of Final Four weekend? This one hit first time and cleared away by Allison Lozano. She's wearing number 2 for Saddleback.
Kamaya working again.
Goes in with a sliding challenge. Ball took a deflection and is cleared away by Saddleback into the Folsom Lake half of the field.
And there's the next player we need to talk about, Hope Northrup, transfer from San Jose State. So she's just here for the 1 year with Folsom. Left-footed player, absolute beast on both sides of the ball, defensively and attacking-wise. Very left-footed, but sometimes when you're that good with your left foot, it's okay. So just great athlete, high IQ. She's developed a lot. She grew up playing up top, as many great outside backs begin their careers. I think it's a great spot for her, and I know that Coach Robato's really worked with her quite a bit on developing at that position, and it's been great to see the season that she's had at our level. Such a great place for high-level players to be able to come in and do something like that, be able to fine-tune a skill, learn a new position, and then be successful at the next level.
How much of learning a new position is willingness to learn as opposed to the actual skill set, in your opinion?
It's most of it. Absolutely. The character piece, who these women are, who they become while they're here. I think those things are absolutely huge.
Got a foul and a free kick that as Janan Saeed knocked a Folsom Lake player to the ground. And we'll take a look at the replay here. Looked like the player might have just fallen awkwardly there. It wasn't a lot of contact initially, but I think it was more the fall into the ground that is the issue here.
Yeah, and Andrea is a big piece for Folsom. Not necessarily the player that shows up on the stat sheet, but tiny but mighty player, plays big, isn't afraid to mix it up. You need those players in there. She kind of plays a little bit more in front of the other two center backs. She's a ball winner, but she's just really, really smart, high IQ player. We really hope that she's all right and able to finish this game. That's a big piece for Folsom for sure. Players coming in, though, to speak to your point, coming in, you've got to be gritty to come into this level and make it work for you. And when you come into one of the top tier programs, you have to know that it does not matter where you played. It does not matter if you're coming from Division I, from ECNL. It does not matter. You check your ego at the door. Everybody's good, and everybody is going after the scholarship. Everybody wants the bag, so you have to be willing to do the things that others won't, like maybe learn a new position, right, or be able to fine-tune a skill or get better on your weaker foot. Whatever the case is. And honestly, for many players, too, it's just developing into an adult, into someone that's ready to be successful at the next level. Maybe they have the physical pieces, but the mental piece, it's not. I think we get a bad rap for grades or those types of things. Both of these programs and really all of the top-tier programs at our level do a very good job with academics and transferring. Sometimes players just need a little bit more time to grow into who they are, to build their confidence, to learn a new position, to develop their IQ and be successful at the next level.
So Andrea Hernandez was the injured player, and after a couple of minutes of treatment, she is leaving the pitch under her own power, and we certainly hope to see her back on the pitch here in due course. Stoppage of a couple moments there to allow Hernandez some time to recover.
Yeah, good decision maker Hernandez is, and Saddleback is very content to let Folsom's center backs and holding midfielders have the ball, and they're going to sit a bit. So whoever replaces her has a big role here, just in terms of setting play and making decisions when they win the ball.
Hope Martin Northrup gets us back underway. Here's Thaisa Arredondo.
Good recovery there from Armstrong on the wing.
This will go out of play for a Folsom Lake throw. Forward on the volley and cleared away by Allison Lozano.
And this is what Hope can do. She can break lines herself on the dribble. We would like her to not turn the ball over if we're the Folsom staff, but she can break those lines on the dribble herself so quickly and make things happen. Players just settling into the game right now. Emotions are high.
Here's a shot from distance, and that's wide of the target.
Taya's going to get her shots. Shoot or shoot. We love that for the Final Four, for the fans, for the spectacle.
Select Sports is proud to be the official match ball of the 3C2A. Founded in 1947, Select has been a leading innovator in soccer ball design and construction, and has been producing performance soccer balls for 75 years. Select, dedicated to quality. No score as we approach the 20-minute mark here at American River College in Sacramento. Matchup of the 2022 and 2023 champions here. So go off the head of a Folsom Lake player for a throw. And Lozano will take it for the Bobcats. Nice turn by Lozano. But Folsom Lake just there to quash every opportunity. Good 1-2 played by Folsom Lake. That's a great through ball. Can the forward get to it in time? No, they cannot. And a save made there by Cameron Simmons.
Saddleback's not wanting to give up any space in behind, and even there they didn't give up much. They don't want to get stretched. They understand the athleticism of Folsom, the pace that they do have, their ability to separate. So the whole stay organized game plan is really, it's going. It's working well.
That's why it was the first thing on the
it was.
on the sheet.
Don't overcoach it.
Will be a throw back on the Saddleback half of the pitch. I like the addition of the stars and stripes on the sleeve. Very nice touch. Coach McNichol, when I spoke to him, told me he's taking over coaching the men's program as well, so doing double duty for Saddleback College. Here's Nieto, and this one is cleared away into touch for Saddleback throw.
They have a staff collective there that is quality all throughout, and that's the only way really that you can have two outstanding programs go through and have what they each need. And I know that they're going to do an equally good job with both programs because that's who they are as competitors. So it'll be really cool to see both programs going forward with that staff.
So at the midpoint of the first half of play, Lozano will take the throw-in. Over in the corner, left-footed effort. Goes harmlessly over the byline for a goal. Oh, that'd be a corner kick. Excuse me. I thought it took it. Thought it just crossed the byline, but it will be a corner for Saddleback here. 23rd minute. So here's the throw. We'll take a look at what led to the corner kick, and there's just ever so slightest of deflections that has sent it out of play. Let's look at the goal mouth cam. Right-footed, short corner coming in. We'll try and whip it in the second time of asking. Ooh. Hefty collision there between Katie Scherzen and Emery Simis.
It's always interesting to see what coaches do on the first set piece of a big game like this. They wanted to kind of test if Folsom switched on or not, so they went with a short corner. Some coaches prefer to dump it in and really test the goalkeeper early, test her nerves. So it's always interesting to see that piece of it.
Folsom Lake clear. They've got numbers moving forward here, 3 in the midfield and 2 in the attacking half of the pitch. Calling for it is number 25, Grace Pratt. Sent her way, but only goes as far as Danielle Jara, who sends this one forward.
Those are the ones Folsom needs to be careful with. The big switch ball that ends up in a counterattack opportunity for Saddleback, who I can say from personal experience is very good on the counterattack in these games. And that's really ultimately what they're playing for. So you don't want to play into their hands in that way. They're clearly absolutely willing to give possession to Folsom and counting on them to turn it over in key moments.
Nieto gives chase, but there were 3 Folsom Lake defenders in the vicinity here. And they'll bring this into the attacking half of the pitch. Got space to work with on the right side. Thread the ball through. Forward, can she get on the end of it? She cannot. It will be a goal kick.
Like that idea a lot from Folsom. A little bit more patience, not playing that ball so initially. Taya very active, and she's got some deceptive pace to her. It's not in that first 5 yards, but she can really get up and go, and she's a powerful runner and just a worker. Just when you think she can't hold that ball up, she gets something on it, gets a little layoff, is able to stretch out. She's just going to work. She's a true competitor.
Gonna have a substitution here.
Both of these teams have great depth, and they will use it.
Substitution for the Falcons. Replacing Kamaya Yazzie.
This game, the last game was more explosive in the first half. This game is more 2 teams kind of, early lighter punches here. Saddleback's really giving possession away right now on purpose, and Folsom needs to not make those transition type mistakes that can punish them. But very interesting to see how it opens up over time.
This ball sent to the edge of the 18-yard box before being cleared away by Saddleback. It's a marathon rather than a sprint, seems to be the...
This one is that vibe.
No doubt. Turning away from a defender there. One of the rare times Lozano has been beaten in the game so far. It's across into the box, cleared away. Half cleared, I should say, by Saddleback. Now an opportunity for them to break here with Janan Saeed. Would you like to see Saddleback at Nieto some more support up front as we go into the second part of this first half?
I would. As a fan watching the game, yeah, I would love for this game to open up more, but I absolutely understand it from a tactical perspective. And I think that a really huge piece of being an elite level coach is understanding if maybe you're a little bit outmatched in certain areas and making sure that you protect for those things and play the long game a bit. And they will eventually open up, but they don't want to give anything up early. And in 2022, they gave up an early goal to us, had to come back in the second half, and they don't want to do that tonight. So I see that. I respect the change from the coaching staff. I think that they see they've probably done a ton of video homework on Folsom. They understand the horses that they have. So tactically, I think they're absolutely doing the right thing. But I would like to see them add some support up front and see this game open up, and I'm sure that it will over time.
Well, we're approaching the half-hour mark, and we're still waiting for our first goal of the day. This one is played in behind the Saddleback defense, and this one goes out of play for a corner kick. So the Folsom Lake fans making their voices heard as they have a corner. Will be the second of the match.
Corner kick for the Falcons.
So now we see where Folsom goes with their first set piece of the night, first corner kick of the night.
So they got 5 players on the edge of the 6-yard box towards the far post. Got the opportunity to play it short if they want. They got Kylie Diomi. Instead they whip it into the near post. Cleared away by Saddleback. The return ball sent in. Cleared away again by the Bobcats. Saeed sends it forward. And out of play.
It's hard to right here from Folsom.
Cold evening here in Sacramento, 53 degrees. A little warmer than it was when we started all the way back at 10 o'clock this morning. And our first match on Final Four weekend here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Dancing around on the edge of the box, Folsom Lake player tries to send to the ball, unable to do so. It's cleared away by Saddleback. And that's kind of been the story. Nieto running with purpose and intent, but running into a wall of Folsom Lake defenders.
Folsom at their best does a really good job of understanding tempo, when to speed it up, when to slow it down. It's difficult to do that in these games with just the elevation of the emotions of the event. But it's great to be able to see these players be able to have those like settling moments, be able to think their way through it, be able to lead each other through it, and find a way.
That's always a skill I've wondered about developing, is the footballing mind. How do you go about doing that?
Oh, it's a huge, huge piece of what we do. Massive piece, in my opinion, the biggest piece. Really, for us and the way that we do it, and most of the high-level programs, it is about coaching the whole player. For me, it's about showing these women the power that's inside of them as individuals and collectively when they put that together.
Booted away by Saddleback, but only to about the edge of the box. A shot takes the deflection off of a Folsom Lake player. Now back the other way it comes. Nieto's got him behind 2 defenders, but she's going to have to wait for some reinforcements to arrive. They do arrive in the form of Saeed here in the middle. Now it's an opportunity for Folsom Lake. Can they thread the through ball? They cannot. Play on, says the referee. Cleared away by Caitlin Ramirez.
Good transition moment for Folsom defensively, and then being able to find their 9 quickly. Good hold-up play from Taya there.
Folsom Lake cheering every single action in this game. Fans have bought pom-poms. They are ready to cheer their team on here. Saddleback into the attacking third. Nieto in the center. Coming forward now as well is Jara. Folsom Lake win possession back. Thread the through ball here. Good run down the left wing. And cleared away by Saddleback. That's Caitlin Ramirez getting a right foot on it and knocking it into touch.
Yeah, and to your point, again, all the high-level programs, tactically, everyone has a method of play, and you can almost see it with the top programs. Coach Robato's program, like, what they do is embedded into their culture. They're very, very based in developing the entire player, not just the athlete, but who they are as students, as leaders, all those things that will help them.
Opportunity in front of goal here for Folsom Lake. Turning, and the hands were put up in the air, but it's not being seen. Play is going to continue. Defender had a hands up. Fans wanted the call. They did not get it. Nieto tries to split defenders. It's cleared away by Folsom Lake. Lovely turn, and another one here. Folsom Lake shot on goal, but an easy save for Linnea Sybersma. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Does a nice job of getting her feet set, and it does look like a handball is missed there.
So you would say that was a missed handball call?
Yeah.
I would have to agree with you.
I would. Her hand's in an unnatural position.
Play continues. No penalty awarded. 35th minute. Nieto working hard. Earns a throw-in for her team. 35th minute.
You can really see with all of the high-level programs at this level, just about all of them, you can really see the culture of the program and the staffs come through in the play. Every staff has a method of play, a way that they play. Again, Folsom's very detail-oriented, and you can see that in their tactics, and you can see that in their players. Saddleback is very organized, and you can even see it in the pregame, in the way that their players move, in the way that their staff moves, all those different things. Some teams are very, very possession-oriented, all these different things, but the tactics and the things that these players are able to learn through great coaching staffs, level of detail is really high with these programs at the highest of levels of JUCO. So just really good to see it play out in a high-level game like this.
Folsom Lake had made a substitution. Fortunately, a little difficult to see the numbers at times with that blue kind of teal color on the bottom. Certainly the top half of the number is outlined, but not necessarily the bottom. And heading towards halftime, scoreless here between Folsom Lake and Saddleback. Will we have a breakthrough before the end of the first half of play? Sent forward by Emery Simis.
It will be interesting. It feels like Folsom needs to find one in the first half. I think that Saddleback will go in with a lot of confidence if they get through and it's zeros at halftime. So it will be interesting to see what happens.
Defensively, they've been very solid. Here's Rachel George. Plays it through. Snuffing that play out, there was Caitlin Ramirez.
It's just really good work right there from Taya, from your center forward.
It was Reyes in possession.
These are the transition moments that Saddleback is playing for.
Nieto heads to the right side. In the middle here is number 21. That's, excuse me, that was Saeed making a run to the center here.
Great turn.
Still Nieto here battling with it.
Really good defending, great recovery there.
Here's Northrop. Cameron Lee, she's wearing 27. Over to Rachel George. Here's Stroh. Patient build-up play here from Folsom Lake. And that's a great ball over the top. An opportunity here now. Oh, and cleared away by Saddleback on the goal line. So close there with Folsom Lake to opening the scoring. They'll have a second crack at it here. No one home at the edge of the 18-yard box. And cleared away by the Bobcats.
It's great competing from both sides there.
Select Sports are proud to be the official match ball of the 3C2A. Founded in 1947, Select is being the leading innovator in soccer ball design and construction and has been producing performance soccer balls for 75 years. Select, dedicated to quality.
Folsom substitution.
Take a quick look at the replay here. So it's Rachel George with the right-footed ball. It's part cross, part pass, and you see it headed away as Cameron Simmons was, or her path to the ball was obstructed a little bit.
And it's what we ask our players to do. Get in front of the goalkeeper, make her work, make that defender have to leave her feet, all those things, because you eventually, over time, it's going to wear that goalkeeper down. It's going to wear the defender down. Maybe lead to a mistake later in the match.
Daniela Jara won possession very well indeed, but gives it back away as we're into the 40th minute here. A reminder, it's FIFA time rules here, so at the 43rd minute, time will be kept on the pitch by our referee. And then it'll be 2 minutes plus any additional time to be tacked on at the end of the first. And a free kick to Saddleback. Overall, Adrian, how do you think the first half has gone for the Bobcats?
I think it's gone absolutely according to plan. They are not willing to give anything up defensively. They're not going to make a mistake. Early in the game in the first half, they didn't want to give anything away. They haven't. They've had some good counterattack opportunities. Haven't taken anything from them, but have had some good chances going forward. So, yeah, I think it's going right to the plan.
Rachel George heads over to the bench, and she is replaced by number 14, the goal scorer in the victory over Sierra, Layla Hadid.
Both of these teams so good on set pieces on both sides of the ball. If you watch Folsom, they are very organized on their set pieces. They drop off a bit. They're not going to super bite.
This may
very,
go,
very organized everywhere.
I was just about to say that may go behind for a corner, but it was well defended by a Folsom Lake player to prevent that from crossing the byline.
They get sideways on and they flex together even a little bit earlier than most teams. Something to watch. Both of these teams, though, are so incredibly organized, even to the tactical layers of preparing for attacking in a way that really prevents them from getting bit on the counterattack, especially Saddleback. They are not willing to give up anything on the counter.
Still zeros on the scoreboard then as we approach the end of the first half of play. It's a Folsom Lake throw-in.
Substitutions for the Falcons. Takori Abril.
So Takori Abril is into the game for Folsom Lake. She's wearing number 5. She'll take over one of the center forward roles here. They send the ball her way. Taya Reyes was there.
We want to see Hope step into more of those pockets and spaces, come out of the 3-back a bit and step into the pocket and set play. Just maybe a little bit more patient for them in those areas.
Left-footed cross to the edge of the penalty area, and there's some contact inside the penalty area, but no call. Possession remains with Folsom Lake here in the 43rd minute of play here in the first half. Oh, that's going to be a handball. Bit of an unfortunate handball for Folsom Lake. We'll take a look at it here. Well, this is a contact on the edge of the penalty area. The right call for you, Adrienne?
I think it's a good no call. It would have been a tough pen. I do think that they absolutely missed the handball, though.
Yeah.
And so that's unfortunate, but it is part of the game.
No VAR at this level, of course.
Nope.
Not yet, anyway.
We're getting there. We're growing right now. I feel us growing right now.
Time now being kept on the pitch by our match referee. Nieto has been working so hard all first half to try and make something happen in the attacking third for Saddleback, but defensively, Folsom Lake are just plugging every hole and making life extremely difficult for the player with 15 goals and 7 assists coming into tonight's match. Here's the throw in from Lozano.
Because they're playing so centrally, when you're playing against a 3-5-2, your numbers are out wide. Against the wingback 2v1.
How much added time will there be here for Saddleback potentially at the end of this first half? They have the ball in the attacking third, but it's taken away just like that.
This is the most Saddlebacks come out this entire game. So this is the most that they've advanced.
Exactly. I mean, there's no doubt the quality of both sides.
This ball is in search of a Brill. It's cleared away with the left foot out of play for a Falcons throw-in. Layla Hadid to take it.
Such a fun player.
Nice turn. Really well done there by
Kamaya checks her shoulder.
Yep. Ball to the edge of the box. And cleared away by Saddleback. Surely just seconds remaining here in this first half.
I love that idea by Kamaya to just slice that ball across the box, hard on the ground. Almost got there. Those are better ideas.
Ball chipped forward and chested down. Here is Hadid. Playing it forward for Yazi. Yazi gets bundled off the ball.
She'll win it back, though. She'll win it back every time.
It's called for the foul, no caution. As she upends Emery Simis. We'll take a look at it here on the replay.
She's competing. We love that.
Might have got a toe poke on the ball, perhaps. Ever so slight. Referee takes a look at the watch. It's going to be a Lozano throw here.
Are you going to go down and get a keys to the second half?
After what you told me, no. No, I'm not going to. But if you do, no, I got to do all the halftime stuff. Saddleback have a ball whipped in across the face of goal. It's easily dealt with there by Linnea Sybersmer.
Great chance there for Saddleback.
Here's a Brill. Here's Hadid, near side. Hadid turns inside a defender, plays it forward off the back of the heel there of Abril and out of play.
Saddleback really not doing anything different. Just they've been a lot more conservative with their energy, and so they've got a little more juice now at the end of the half.
Reminder, time being kept on the field by the referee.
It is, they got a heater.
One more opportunity perhaps than for Folsom Lake as they send this ball into the middle, but it's trapped and cleared away by Amory Simis. Cameron Lee sends it forward. Came back off the shoulder there of may have hit her in the stomach. She's going to go to ground here, and that one's going to sting.
Great timing for her to do that, though, for Folsom. BJ was not happy. Ow.
Yeah, that one's going to sting. And surely the last kick of the first half would have been upcoming here.
I'm very interested to see if BJ and his staff make any tactical changes at the half, or if they wait a bit and they continue to play the long game in this game. And they did get the best chance of the game so far just a minute ago,
right,
in this strategy of kind of waiting and Folsom wearing down a bit. So I want to say it's going to open up, but I don't know that I can.
We have reached halftime and in our fourth and final match of the day here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network for Final Four weekend. All square between Saddleback and Folsom Lake. It's 0-0 here at halftime. We'll step away and we'll be back with highlights, stats, and much, much more right after this.
You are a hard worker and you take care of yourself and your community. Isn't it time that you feel seen and supported too? At Los Rios, we're here to support and celebrate everything that you are. With 4 campuses, remote classes, and flexible degree options, you can do it all from anywhere. You can pick up where you left off, get started for the first time, or prepare to transfer to your dream school at American River College, Cosumnes River College, Folsom Lake College, and Sacramento City College. Visit losrios.edu/apply to get started.
Mom, did you really need to buy 2 can openers for our emergency kit?
I can't help it. They're 2 for 1. What's this? We need to keep our family communication plan safe in case of an emergency.
Thanks, Tita.
Oh, man.
Well, good thing we kept all the lights we used for Diwali.
I've got the battery pack.
Keep my phone powered so we don't miss any alerts.
What about game night?
Sounds good.
Oh, we have to get to Mom and Dad's and get them somewhere safe. I've got the evacuation route loaded on my phone.
I've got an updated list of Dad's meds.
And I've got just what we need to get them to take this seriously.
If that doesn't convince them that we thought this through, I don't know what would.
Start a conversation with your family and plan together for emergencies.
Welcome back to halftime here at American River College. We're all square. No score between Saddleback and Folsom Lake here in our fourth and final match of the day here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. We're at American River College for the 3C2A Soccer Championships. Let's take a look at the bracket, I should say first. And we'll see footage from Cyprus in just a minute. They defeated City College of San Francisco 2-1 with 2 goals in the first half, one from Megan Alcantara and then one from Amber Milkey in the 14th and 16th minute, respectively. Cyprus punched their ticket to the final. They will face the winner of this match, Saddleback versus Folsom Lake. This match will be played on Sunday at 2 p.m.
I just want to point out really quickly, watching those players be able to put their team name up there on that board, I just want to highlight how much this level has grown, and it's grown on the backs of people like Cheryl, who was just recognized last night at the Final Four, long-time women's soccer coach at De Anza. She's a JUCO product of our level, played at the level, transferred, played at Chico, got the coaching and teaching position at De Anza many years ago, and has just done so much work behind the scenes, all the moving parts that go to this level that people don't know about, and they aren't paid positions. They are just really good human beings who are trying to pay it forward and grow the game. And I have to shout out Cheryl, because she's been one of those women that has really pushed our game forward, and I'm so happy to see her recognized. She really got the All-American ballots. She got those started back when it was a fax machine, and you're having to get votes from people via fax. It's hard enough to get votes from people via email, including myself. So, and Cheryl has always been one to reach out and be like, hey, Adrian, I need your votes for All-American, and someone that has put her arm around the young coaches coming up and really grown our game. It's growing at all levels because of people like Cheryl.
And would you give Cheryl's last name just for the
Owensby.
Great, thank you. Just
sorry, I might have butchered that. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. We just want to make sure that those in the watching audience perhaps are not aware of her history and her story. So, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. And I also want to shout out Jen Kerwin. She long time was in charge of the sophomore showcase. Another female coach, got the job young at West Valley, and has done an amazing job with that program. And for as long as I've been around, which is 15 years, but I know even well beyond that, Jen has been a main one that has been in charge of the sophomore showcase, which happens tomorrow, the weekend of the Final Four, to get these athletes recruited and get them onto the next level. It's a great event, and I have to shout out Jen too, because she's just another one that's been an absolute game changer for our level and an absolute class human being.
Well, you can shout out Jen without giving her last name as well.
Kerwin,
there we go. Do you have a role in the sophomore showcase tomorrow?
I do. I'll be there coaching. Donnie Roboto was the coach of the year. His staff were the coaches of the year, and the coach of the year typically coaches the sophomore showcase game for their conference, but him being here and in hopes of them advancing, I'm going to be stepping up and coaching the game tomorrow. I'm really excited, really excited. The conference was so strong. The Big 8 conference was so strong this year, and it was just great to see the teams advance in the playoffs and just all the things that showcase like how quality our level is.
Are you going to give the play-by-play guy true keys to the game?
Oh, would you like my keys to the game?
No, it's all good.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Let's take a look at some highlights then from the first half. Scoreless first half, but no shortage of opportunities on goal. This was an early one, forcing Cameron Simmons into a smart save. And then that curling effort just never broke back towards the goal, although I think Cameron Simmons had that pretty well covered. This is the injury that caused the added extra time. And another heavy collision. There were some big collisions in this match in the first half.
There were some big collisions, but in general, I think this game's actually been very calm, very composed, and Folsom really came out on the front foot. Yeah, and here I think it's a clear handball miss, and I did not think the end one was a penalty, but that one absolutely was.
And the funny thing, we go back to the penalty here very briefly. The assistant referee on this side, I was watching him at a perfect look at it too. Definitely saw it.
That's where you need help from your linesmen. That's what they're there for. But he clearly didn't want to give a pen, and he did not. So, and our referees, they're human. This is an elevated event for all involved. And so I definitely can understand and sympathize with that moment, but it is a clear miss.
I believe we have some stats that we can take a look at from the first half, but we will do that after the break. Scoreless here at American River College between Saddleback and Folsom Lake.
At Los Rios, we're here to support and celebrate everything that you are. With 4 campuses, remote classes, and flexible degree options, you can do it all from anywhere. Visit losrios.edu/apply to get started. At Los Rios, we're here to support and celebrate everything that you are. With 4 campuses, remote classes, and flexible degree options, you can do it all from anywhere. Visit losrios.edu/apply to get started.
Back here at American River College at halftime in our 4th and final game of the weekend for the 3C2A Soccer Championships. Who will take home the victory here in our nightcap? Will it be Saddleback? Will it be Folsom Lake? Let's take a look at some statistics then from the first half, and there's really not a lot to choose between the two teams except perhaps for the shots on goal, the slight advantage to Folsom Lake.
Yeah, slight advantage, but at the end of the day, shots is not a super useful stat of our game. The best chance of the game came at the end of the half. Saddleback on the counter, gets end line, slotted ball across the 6 that Folsom's able to clear away. So I think, yes, Folsom has that slight advantage, but I expect things probably to go about like this for a bit, and then the game will open up and we'll see what happens.
So you think after the hour mark things will start to
that is my prediction, but
okay.
We will see.
No score then between Saddleback and Folsom. A reminder of our Sunday matchups. It will be Butte against Cuyamaca. Took their match 2-1 with goals from Rodriguez and Al-Maliki in our first match of the day back 10 o'clock this morning. So that will be the men's final.
I would predict in this game that this game will come down to a set piece. A corner kick, a free kick, a mistake on one, or some type of brilliance on one, or just really good discipline. Both of these teams have layers to their set pieces also and need to draw more set pieces. That's a big key for both of these teams in the second half. Folsom had some pretty early success finding the right flank and just being able to go and kind of go 1v1 at that winger in the 4-4-2, or catch her before she gets stretched wide onto the wing, just quicker in transition. And then Saddleback looked like they kind of dropped into that space and were planning for it and able to win it and get on the counter a bit. Their 2 front runners are really both real good in hold-up play, which is so crucial when you're trying to play on the counter. But Saddleback, I think, will continue to stay very organized, continue to really lean into just those leadership pieces and just staying together through it. Folsom needs Taya to be able to, I think, just get a little bit more squared up and not hit the ball off balance. But hopefully this game opens up a little bit earlier. We'll see.
We will take one more break, and then we will be back with the second half kickoff right here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Mom, did you really need to buy 2 can openers for our emergency kit?
I can't help it. They're 2 for 1. What's this? We need to keep our family communication plan safe in case of an emergency.
Thanks, Pizza. We should think ahead to keep Mom and Dad safe when it floods this year. I've got an evacuation route loaded in my phone.
I've got an updated list of Dad's meds.
And I've got just what we need to get them to take this seriously.
Start a conversation with your family and plan together for emergencies.
Back at American River College as the two teams are retaking the field, and we should be back underway for second half kickoff here in just a few moments. And we've decided to go ahead and review the keys to the game that were presented to us prior to the match. And we'll start with Folsom Lake. So their ability to control. Adrienne, what do you think?
They've absolutely controlled the tempo of the game, and Saddleback conceding possession to them obviously helps with that, but I think they've done a pretty good job overall of obviously establishing possession. They, I believe, can really try to target both sides of the field. They did a nice job early in the game of being able to find their quick little wingers out on the right, being able to look to switch the point quickly on both sides, and then honestly being able to take a few more chances, maybe getting the wingers overlapping a little bit more, or an attacking mid popping up into a third run space. But possessing in the final third, Saddleback's not giving up any space in behind, so they got to be a little bit more patient. Solid defense with an aggressive stance. They've been fantastic back there. So overall, honestly, it's really going to come down to one of these teams like really being able to execute in a high level moment, probably on a set piece, and just being able to, who can do that better in this game and handle the pressure better.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game for Saddleback.
They've been very organized. Very, very organized. They are working very hard defensively, and they didn't strike first, but they almost did right at the end of the right at the end of the half. I think both of these coaches are right where they would like to be. Neither of them gave up anything early, so we'll see kind of who strikes first. We're going to find out.
Is a single goal enough to win this match?
Yes.
Well, let's go to penalties.
I feel like we're trending in that direction. That's how I feel.
I think it's going to be settled in regulation.
I love that energy from you.
We've just had the one match, of course, our first one of the day that went to extra time. That was between Kenyatta and Cuyamaca. The other two games since have been decided in regulation. Saddleback have retaken the field, and we should be ready to go here in just a few minutes' time. The night just continues to get colder as we just cross the 8 o'clock hour here Pacific time. 50 degrees. It is clear here, though, in Sacramento, but the temperature will continue to drop off as we move through the evening hours. As you see, the fans there here in front of the press box are all bundled up.
Look at that crowd.
It's a great crowd.
I have to point it out, and I think I heard a number of around 750.
That's great.
But do not think that that's a correct number because the stands are packed, and I know that this stadium seats like more in the over 1,000 range. I am excited to hopefully get a final number by the end of this game, but it's fantastic for Northern California. Fans showed up from both these programs traveled well, including from SoCal, the Saddleback fans. But great event, and the Sacramento area is exploding. NorCal is exploding with women's soccer, and this event tonight really proves that and shows that. What a great crowd.
I think the best attendance we've had for any of the 4 games here today.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we had pretty solid attendances for the first 3 matches, so they've kept the best attendance till last year at American River College.
Well, Steve, that's because everyone watches women's sports.
Certainly do. Almost ready then for the second half kickoff right here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. We will be with you tomorrow from the College of San Mateo for CSM football as they face, I believe, Modesto. I might be wrong on that one. But either way, we'll be down at College of San Mateo tomorrow morning for our fantastic football production with Jason Neal and Steve Nicolopoulos on the call. Should be an outstanding Saturday's action of football. And then, of course, we'll be right back up here at American River College for the men's final at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 2 p.m., the women's final. 2 outstanding matches to conclude an outstanding weekend of sport on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Let's give a shout out to Select Sports, proud to be the official match ball of the 3C2A. Founded in 1947, Select has been the leading innovator in soccer ball design and construction and has been producing performance soccer balls for 75 years. Select, dedicated to quality.
Saddleback's journey here, I think, really prepares them for this second half. Only loss in the regular season was to Chaffee, and then also Pasadena City. But when it mattered, they were able to get Pasadena City in the playoffs, and just really shows like the quality of their staff. That conference is insane. Santiago Canyon, Orange Coast, Cypress, to be able to come out on top, get to the Final Four. Just an absolute amazing job by those players, by the staff. The whole environment at Saddleback is a special one for sure.
I want to just give a shout out while we have a minute. I'd like to thank the Saddleback College alumni. I'd like to thank Coach McNichol for presenting me with a scarf before the game, which I truly, truly appreciate. It really was a very special honor. So to those of you that were behind that, I really, really appreciate it indeed.
Class.
Yeah, that made my day, for sure.
It's the little things, Steve.
Indeed.
Folsom's absolutely prepared for this second half as well. Obviously coming off of a state championship, a lot of experienced players on that field that have been in this moment before. They know how to win this game. Folsom was the first sport at Folsom Lake College. Women's soccer was the first sport to win a state title, and their campus community and the whole community is really rallied around this team, and you can feel the energy and momentum that they've been able to capitalize on it this year. And again, just a real testament to their staff being able to do that.
Saddleback in the white uniforms, Folsom Lake in the black. We are underway here in the second half. Scoreless between these two teams. It's going to be a free kick to Saddleback. Caitlin Ramirez will take it. She'll send us in right-footed. Mason Morton, the edge of the penalty area. She's wearing number 18. Here's the delivery. Into the penalty area. It's headed away. Saddleback still in possession. Giving chase here is Jara. Lozano floats that one into the box. Oh, and a mistake here defensively for Folsom Lake. Can Saddleback capitalize? They have possession here at the edge of the 18-yard box. They rifle in a shot, and that's up and over the bar.
Saddleback on the front foot. We love that for the spectacle, Steve. They've come out of their shell, maybe.
It is early on in the second half, but that's an encouraging start to be sure.
It sure was.
For Coach McNichol. Here's Folsom Lake in the midfield. Takes a deflection off a Saddleback player. Retreating to win back possession, though, of Folsom Lake at midfield. Let's go Folsom chant starts up for the first time tonight. Ball out of play. It will be a Saddleback throw.
They were saving it for the second half. Can't use all your emotional bullets too early. It's a big key to success at this stage of the competition.
And how much must it be a pep in the step to hear the fans now?
It's huge.
In full voice.
It's everything. It's everything for these players. These athletes work day in and day out all year long in these programs. So it's not just a fall sport. They go year-round. We start over the summer. We're going from June. Some of these programs, June, July, and you're trying to get to December. And it's a very difficult task.
Here's Layla Hadid in possession. Hadid sends this one in. It took a deflection behind. That should be a corner kick. It is instead a goal kick.
Layla Hadid, another great piece for this Folsom side. Great athlete, buzzy, makes things happen. Good things happen when she's on the field.
Let's see if there was a deflection here off of a player on the replay. No, there was not. Thank you to Carter there in the BAOSN production studio, mobile studio, I should say. Done a fantastic job on replay today, as has our entire Bay Area Online Sports Network crew, battling through 4 games. It's quite the weekend of sporting action for our crew. That is for sure. So a goal kick to Saddleback here in the 49th minute of the match. Short goal kick, difficult for Lozano to deal with, just hoisted out of bounds with the left foot.
So it's something that you have to give up if a center back has to come back and take a goal kick. Just the space and gaps that it's going to open up, it makes it tough. So you know that they don't want to do that. They're having to have a center back take the goal kick for some reason.
That's precisely what Anesta said earlier on when I asked him the same thing.
Oh, Nesta is a smart man.
I'll have to ask him about the keys to the game thing tomorrow. That's the last time I'm going to mention it, but I will.
I hate to be the person that had to break that one to you.
No, it's all right. I've seen it all. Maddie Stroh battles with the defender, is still in possession, and Stroh continues her run now, but battling back and winning back possession is Mason Morton. It took a deflection off of her. Now Morton will clear. Cameron Lee. Folsom Lake play it forward. Ball sent into the box, volleyed away. Only as far though as Stroh.
We may have spoken too soon, Steve.
In that we're back to how the majority of the first half went.
We're back to very organized. No, defensively they're not gonna give much up. Well, they'll pick their moments. But at times it's looking like almost at times it can look like a 4-5-1. They're not going to give much up.
Do you think Janan Saeed is going to play more as a forward now as opposed to an attacking midfielder in the match?
Yes. So just get her a little bit higher up the field, use her in hold-up play, use her to get on the dribble, just kind of eating time off while you can get a couple more players forward.
Not a whole lot of substitutions made compared to some of the other matches that we've seen here today, and teams like Long Beach City in particular seem to rotate the squad quite frequently. But you don't get to this point in the season without being in peak physical condition, I would assume.
You don't, or just without having really quality depth. And that's the other thing that I think people need to understand is there's quality all over these rosters, including the players that are waiting in the wings.
Right.
And I think that's a huge piece of them being able to get to this stage.
52nd minute. Stroh has an option to switch field, which he does here, and finds player in acres of space here. It's Hadid. Hadid on the right foot. Ball into the center. She was trying to pick out a player, but overhit the pass, and it's cleared away by Saddleback. Giving chase after this one now is Saeed. But on the other end of it there was Charlize Garrigay.
Love how Hadid really attacks that space centrally on the dribble. Doesn't complete the pass, but it's a great idea, and just confidently taking space. And as these players really settle into this high-level game with a lot of pressure and emotions, being able to execute those simple things at your highest level is going to be real key.
Maddie Stroh to Hadid, again in space, right-footed cross, a decent one in, headed away by Saddleback. Saddleback under some pressure now, but cleared away as Mason Morton gets on the end of that one. Only as far, though, as Hope Martin Northrup. Oh,
Great
good
turn
from Saeed. Nieto now makes the run to her left. It's still Saeed along the right side now. Turns on the pace. Still Saeed. Right-footed cross to Nieto. Good touch. Oh, and she can't put the right foot on it. She tried to poke it in, and it was already too far out in front. That's an unfortunate end to an excellent attacking play from Saddleback.
Saeed's a player that's just going to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. She will go find the game, and you'll notice as this game continues, she's the type of player that will go find the game. Really creating something out of nothing there.
Here's Stroh. Plays the ball through, nicely done, too far out in front, but takes a lucky deflection, though, for Folsom Lake. Goalkeeper comes off the line. It's scrambled away by Saddleback. Hit hard and away there by Emery Simis.
That all started with Kamaya. Always shaking things up. A different piece, a different tool on this team, but so effective.
54th minute of play. Still no score. Two teams still looking for an opener here. Here is Stroh to Hadid with the left-footed ball into the box. Cleared away by Saddleback, but only as far here as Chloe Campagna here on the near side. Rising high for the header there, Folsom Lake. Cleared away on the volley by Saddleback. Pinballing around at the moment.
I know Coach Roboto would want Hadid to be able to either connect one more shorter pass or take her end line around the corner and serve that ball.
So you'd like to see a run to the byline and then whip one in.
They're trying so hard to connect to the 9, but if it's not on, just connect one more, be a little more patient, or use your pace, Hadid, and get around her, get end line, and then get the service with runners in the box.
Here's Northrup in the corner now. Northrup surrounded by two defenders, gets away from them. Northrup tried to send in a left-footed cross. It's partially cleared away by Saddleback. And we're going to have a free kick here for action away from the ball.
Set piece action. Love the players on the sideline, up, emotional. Like, that is another huge reason that both of these programs are here, because those players are up on the sideline. They are invested in the game. There's emotion. Not everybody at our level loves it, but I love it.
You know what I noticed real quick before the free kick is that the turners clap the audience and turn to clap their teammates. They're the only team that have done that I've noticed so far. And that, I think, is part of the reason why the teammates have been up on their feet for the entire match so far. Here's the free kick. It's a low one. It's through the traffic, and it's an own goal! Well, Adrienne, I hate to say it, but you said it was going to come from a set piece, but we didn't think it was going to be an own goal. But what a cruel deflection from a Saddleback player, and Folsom Lake have taken the lead here 1-0.
Yep, and that falls into the category, Steve, of a little bit of the ball don't lie. They should have got a pen down there.
Right.
They get a lucky bounce down there.
Right.
Like, I believe in that.
Here's a look at the replay, the free kick.
Folsom set pieces after dark.
And there it is.
Oh.
What an unfortunate moment for Saddleback here as it's turned into their own net. It's 1-0 Folsom Lake. How does that change the complexion of this match?
It's going to make the next 35 minutes a lot more interesting. Now, yep, we've got Final Four after dark in Carmichael, California. Let's go.
Well, Saddleback now will have to throw everything forward here. Nieto is called for a foul. She can't believe it.
And just to add on to that set piece, Folsom is playing that low, hard, driven ball with timed runners in front of the goalkeeper, in front of their marks. Like, yes, it's an own goal and it's unfortunate, but it's not unlucky. It is designed to be dangerous. It is designed to make you have to make a good play or you're going to make a mistake. So really good work there from Folsom on the set piece.
It's a free kick to Folsom Lake. They send this one long. It's headed clear by Saddleback. How will Saddleback's intentions change now? Down a goal.
Well, they're going to have to send more players forward. that would be a good place to start. And they will. They've got to kind of weather the momentum shift here for a few minutes, and then they'll get organized. They'll likely put a sub on, my guess is, for some type of formation shift. They won't be going down without a fight.
Coach McNichol did say, when I spoke to him, they can play 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2 if necessary. They are playing 4-4-2 at the moment, which they have for, I think, the entire second half thus far. But will that change? We'll have to find out as they're now trailing by a goal here as we approach the hour mark in Sacramento.
Yeah, my guess is that they really didn't want to match up and be isolated in this game with Folsom, probably based on athleticism. But Saddleback is very athletic as well. It's probably just athleticism in certain spaces. So we'll see what they opt to do in terms of a tactical shift.
Here's Adid who plays it through. Can they get a touch on it? There's a wild scramble inside the box, and a free kick is called as the goalkeeper was fouled.
I love how hard Taya competes. She's what we call a dog. She does all the dirty work. She competes for every ball, every moment. That's the type of player you want to coach.
Here's the goal kick. So it's Folsom Lake 1, Saddleback 0 here, with an hour gone in this fourth and final match of the day here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Here's Morton. So Emery Simmons has taken the more advanced role in the midfield. But Saddleback needs to get more players forward here. Saeed is side by side now with Nieto. Folsom Lake are ready to make 2 substitutions here. Let's go out of play for another throw.
And don't be surprised to see the Folsom wingers drop down and this to become more of a 5-back as we get deeper into the second half. If they're still on a 1-goal lead, it's a very, very simple, easy shift for them tactically, just bringing the wingers down or putting on backs rather than wingers into those wide spots just to protect from anything in behind and really just to give more cover around Saeed and just making sure that you keep it compact. Don't give up anything.
Here are the substitutions then for Folsom Lake. Couldn't see either number, unfortunately. Tried my best, had the binoculars out and everything. So it's Charlize Garrigay is back on, as well as Tiisa Arredondo.
I've loved to see the confidence of the players in both games. Players trying things that they would normally try, even though it's a big game and a big moment. Great turns, great pieces of skill. Players competing, giving everything that they have, and that, obviously is something that should be expected, the high level of competing, but to see the composure and high level skills being executed just again speaks to the level and honestly the respect that these women deserve.
Caitlin Ramirez has a free kick for Saddleback here in the 63rd minute of action. 4 players inside the penalty area. Nieto on the edge of the box. She makes a run in towards the near post. Nieto gets a head on it. It's cleared away by Folsom Lake. Second opportunity, though, for Saddleback. Good pass there. And cleared away by Folsom Lake.
The thing about Saddleback, they may not have had very many opportunities, but they have both been very dangerous ones. So they will get another chance in this game, and I guarantee they will be dangerous on it.
Knocked into touch. So defensively, Folsom Lake are going to have to be near perfect, if not perfect, the rest of the way to preserve the 1-0 victory.
Yes, they will. And to be fair to them, they really have been to this point of the season. Had a couple shaky moments in the Sierra Elite 8 game. I was there field level in the corner watching, and that was the first time I've seen their back three look a little shaky in any moments, and they really pulled it together quickly and finished that game very strong. You could see the leadership coming from Hope and from these players down on the field, them being able to communicate through it. And I told my staff watching that game, like, that was a really good thing to happen to them, a shaky moment in the Elite Eight, and them being able to find a way through it, because they're going to need that in their locker when it gets to the Final Four.
And what was the shaky moment in particular?
They gave up a pen in that game, and it was a pen for sure, and just they had been next to perfect in the match so far defensively, and they just looked a little shaky after that. Just a couple turnovers that were very uncharacteristic, and just not quite as organized in defensive transition as they usually were. But it was about a 5-minute span, and they got it together very quickly. You can tell that this team has good leaders, good culture. They know how to work through hard moments and be able to come together when it matters.
Folsom Lake will have a free kick. They can just inside their half of the field. They lead 1-0 here. Ball played into the center. Hadid has some space here. Heavy first touch.
I'd really like to see Saddleback match Folsom in a 3-5-2 now and really go at them and find out. I mean, you're running out of time. Not running out of time, but it's the time. The time is now.
Right.
It's go time. Just, going after it and really isolating, opening this game up. I think it's the time for Saddleback, and putting the pressure on Folsom is what's needed right now. And maybe that's player for player. Maybe that's player for player in a 3-5-2, and you really then everybody looks at that player in the eye, and it's like it's go time in these final 20-25 minutes.
So heading off is Kamaya Yazi, and that's I would assume to preserve her for potentially the last 10 minutes of the match.
Yeah, you definitely need your dogs on at the end of the game. So giving her a little break here and having the depth to be able to do that.
Folsom Lake looking for more. Here's a run forward by Reyes. Reyes again. Plays a 1-2 nicely. They can't thread their way through the defense. And it's cleared away by the Bobcats.
Like to see a little more composure there from Hope. She absolutely has the quality.
Still nobody coming up. You did the right thing. You went to one side of the field.
67th minute here. Time is now, as Adrienne said. But time starting to run out just a little bit here for Saddleback.
Just need Saddleback to transition way quicker when they get the ball forward. If you're not going to make a formation change, you've got to start taking some chances.
That ball passed to nobody in particular for Saddleback. Giving chase underneath this one is Samantha Ossie.
Oh, it's definitely a foul.
Free kick given. Free kick to be taken by Northrop.
Artificial noisemakers are allowed at this complex.
Fun police.
It was Here Come the Horns, and I think every game so far today.
Yeah, as it should. As they should. You keep pushing the envelopes, you fans. Where's the Folsom smoke?
The Vuvuzela wail is a bit much, though.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Folsom Lake have found space for Hadid to work with on the left wing in the match so far, and they give away possession here in the midfield and send a long ball in over the top. Nieto gives chase, and coming off a line to make the save there is Cybersmer.
Good bravery from the goalkeeper there, and I think that that's something that they really do teach at Folsom is...
Oh, looked like a hand there. Shot on goal is turned away. Still bouncing around in front of goal. I'm sure the forward had a hand on it. Excuse me, Adrienne.
There you go.
But back the other way comes Saddleback now on the counterattack. Played through to Nieto. She has two players to beat. She's going to have a shot from distance, turning back inside. And the shot is saved.
And I absolutely love, first of all, what a bit of skill on both sides, end-to-end right now. We have finally opened up. But love that from Taya. Just such a bit of skill there to get it off. But what I love most about her is she's on the ground, and then she is up, and she is sliding to win that ball back.
Good ball played into space. I don't think the forward there, Reyes, was anticipating it played directly to her. Or was expecting the ball to be played to her, not into the channel there on the left side.
And then end-to-end in transition. Saddleback's so good in transition. And as this game opens up, that's really going to show. Folsom's doing a nice job, though, of being organized. Their back three are always back there. So it's difficult to beat three.
It's a goal kick. It falls to Jara. 70th minute now. Jara continues her run, a 30-yard run now. Picks out a teammate on the left side. Good run here along the left wing. And teed up for player to send to the area, and a mistake made by the goalkeeper, and that's going to be a foul. And the goal kick? And goal kick was given.
So very interesting to see both sides tactically in this game. Folsom really on the front foot early. Saddleback really conserved and were organized and really played for this last 20 minutes. So now they're going to come out and they're going to hope that they save the gas in the tank, and now they have it to explode late in this game.
71st minute here.
Folsom cannot get stretched. They need to stay organized. They need to play the Saddleback first half game, keep their lines tight, keep the back three at home, and start to maybe drop the wingers down a bit But it'll be interesting to see if the long game pays off for Saddleback. They have the juice. They've had the horses the whole way. Now the horses have the legs in theory. And Folsom's a little more tired. They've been doing a lot of attacking along with the defending that they've been doing. So, yeah, it is more energy taxing, the attack and being on the dribble and like taking the space and hitting the ball and all those things. So we'll see if it pays off.
So it's a Saddleback free kick here in the 72nd minute. 6 players in the box. They may summon the 7th here as they're going to bring Katie Benitez forward as well. You mentioned set pieces. Would this potentially be a goal-scoring opportunity here for Saddleback?
Yes.
We will find out as the free kick is upcoming here.
But even that's planned. See if you can move the line a little bit.
Ooh, and it's in towards the back post, but the ball, the delivery in a little bit too high there is rising to meet it was Ramirez. She's unable to do so, and Folsom Lake breathe again.
Even that's a planned layer to run the player off to see if you can get the Folsom backline to shift just slightly and then hit the ball to the back post. It just didn't quite come off in the execution, but the idea is there. There will be more set pieces.
But how many more will be the question now as we're into the 73rd minute. Folsom Lake, the defending champions, of course, have what it takes. They know what it, or I should say, they know what it takes to be back on the big stage. This is going to fall. A chance on goal. A good save by the goalkeeper. Cybersma had a difficult one to deal with there, and she handled it comfortably.
Folsom goalkeeper Linnea Sabersman, she's wily. She's a wily little goalkeeper. She moves super well. Good shot stopper. A player that's going to develop really, really well at this level. Some areas she can grow. Not always the cleanest all the time, but such a good shot stopper, so wily. She just always makes the save. She made an incredible save in our Big 8 Conference Championship game against us on a corner kick. Just absolute high-level reaction save. I have no idea how she saved it. Our player was right at the top of the 6. It was a clean header, really well hit. So, great player who I think is going to make a high-level program at the next level really happy.
I was impressed, particularly with the footwork. She made sure she set her feet before she made a save. She had the hands in the right place. Really well done. And in pressure moments like these, with less than 20 minutes remaining in the match, she's going to be called on to do the same thing again right here. As it's another free kick now to Saddleback, and Emery Simmons will take it. Crowd stomping their feet. Here's the delivery into the near post. It's headed away by Folsom Lake. To the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared by Yazzie. Slides into the tackle, but can win back possession. And it falls to Saddleback here on the near side. Nice turn away there by number 18, Mason Morton. Lozano thought about a left-footed effort there. Maybe if it had fallen to her a half-second quicker, she might have had an opportunity on goal. I'm going to have a free kick in favor of Saddleback.
That's tough. It's a little soft. I'd be talking to him too.
Let's have a look at the replay. There it is on the screen.
Yeah, it's just a bad call.
This is the third free kick in as many minutes here for Saddleback as they float this one in. Headed over, chance in front of goal, and Cybersman again comes off the line to make a stellar save.
Yeah, Cybersman, she's a gamer. She's a gamer. She gets beat up but she's always there. She's consistent.
Brave.
Good work.
Indeed. Brave to come off the line and dive right at the feet of an attacking player. 76 minute here.
Dog's got a dog.
12, 20, and 27.
Folsom Lake continue to make substitutions. They're going to make 3 here. So Maddie Stroh is heading off, as is Katie Scherson.
Substitution. Number 12, Taya Reyes.
And Reyes is heading off as well. So defensive substitutions here, you think, Adrienne?
Well, Taya just came back on up top. He's got his dogs back on late in the game, and hopefully with some juice. But we're starting to get into, it's getting closer to management time for Folsom. And Saddleback is definitely in the 3-5-2 now. I think they could even get more aggressive in it.
Have an extra attacking midfielder here?
Yes.
Folsom Lake, though, you never know from watching them that they have the 1-goal lead. Zed Demina has been very even-keeled throughout the course of this match.
They are very even-keeled. They're a very disciplined team. They've got a lot of players on this field right now that won a state championship a year ago. And in that state championship game, honestly, got destroyed on the stat sheet. And to me, that really, really shows the quality of those players to not break mentally in a game like that and to be able to find a way to win it in pens. And so these players know how to win any type of game at a high level.
Nieto got away with an elbow there on a defender. Folsom Lake clear. Here's one of the substitutes, Kylie Diomi. She's wearing number 20. Turning away from a defender there is Jara. Give it right. Players exchanging passes there. Give it right back to each other. Folsom Lake along the left side of midfield. Send the ball back to the middle.
Hope hasn't been as effective on the attacking side of her game today, but she has still been rock solid and lights out defensively and done a really nice job on Saeed.
Saeed's been pretty quiet in today's match.
She has.
Nieto's worked hard, but has nothing really to show for it so far. We approach now the 80th minute mark here. It's still a 0-0. The lead for Folsom Lake, the 2023 champions.
And it ultimately, something's going to need to come from Saeed or Nieto in the closing piece of this game. They've leaned on them all year. But in terms of players that can grab the game by the scruff of its neck late and be able to create a goal out of nothing, those are the two. This is a very good team, but those two can create for themselves and for others. So they've got to get on the ball, and Saddleback's got to send enough numbers to be able to get them in those spaces.
We're into the 80th minute now here in Sacramento. Out of play for a Saddleback throw. Can they conjure a moment of magic here in this last 10 minutes to force extra time? Oh, great ball played through. Opportunity here for Folsom Lake. Just a heavy touch let them down. And scrambling to make the save there for Saddleback was Cameron Simmons.
But watch these end-to-end moments. Oftentimes it's, save at one end and then it's end-to-end.
Nieto goes into a dive and a yellow card.
Good foul, good card. Tactical foul. And a very, very good choice from Andrea Hernandez there. Great choice. High IQ. You need players with high IQs in these moments. Saddleback would have been right down their throat. So now Folsom can get organized. And now tactically they're going to give up the space in behind and count on their goalkeeping and count on their flex.
Headed around the edge of the penalty area. Getting a step or a left foot on it there was Saeed. But a shot goes out of play for a goal kick. Into the 82nd minute here.
Also want to highlight how many of the players in this game will be playing at the next level and very successful. And four-year coaches are starting to learn. The CCA started to figure out that we have ballers here at this level, and those kids are performing at a very high level now. So this is a very high-level game, and one that requires high IQ players.
Oh, good through ball played, an opportunity for Saddleback, and it's sent over the crossbar.
Corner. I mean, if I'm a four-year coach, I want a lot of these players, a lot of them. So the transfer portal has really helped. I think also these four-year schools at the D1 and D level look at our players, because now every level is basically a JUCO with the transfer portal. So when people remove the tag of JUCO and the negativity that I think has been embedded, and they start to swallow their pride and realize that there are absolute ballers here and competitors that can help them win, it's been really cool to see.
Cleared away from the edge of the penalty area. The ball came up and hit the Folsom Lake player right in the chin. It looked like the ball floated back into the box. Difficult for Folsom Lake to deal with. They'll have to hit it into touch. You mentioned it might be a set piece. It might be the difference in this game. Do you see it happening now, Adrienne?
I still think another set piece can be the difference in the game. Yeah, absolutely.
And now an opportunity for Folsom Lake. They've got around the last defender. Have they? No, they have not. Simmons comes off a line to knock it clear. But Folsom Lake maintain possession here. They give it away, though, and now back come Saddleback. A mistake defensively for Folsom Lake. Can Nieto make something happen here? She waits for reinforcements to arrive. Nieto, left-footed ball to the edge of the penalty area. 84th minute here. Lozano to the byline. That's off of Folsom Lake play, and it should be a corner kick, and is.
Really good piece of defending by the back three. Just always having pressure, always having cover, driving players wide. And this is the point of the game where Folsom's just got to hold on. Everybody's competing at their highest level. Everybody's together.
Caitlin Peters has come forward from center back. Here she'll line up at the near post. Everyone is in the attacking half of the pitch with the exception of Simmons. And it will be Simmons again to take the corner kick. Whipped into the near post. Bounces around inside the penalty area. Falls to the edge of the box. And finally Folsom Lake clear it here in the 85th minute of the match. Here's Simmons. Ramirez clips it forward. Saeed plays it through and stopped by Folsom Lake. The 2023 champions with a goal advantage here into the final 5 minutes.
From Andrea Hernandez. Man, she's been good in this game.
And it's going to be a throw to Folsom Lake.
Just the confidence there in the 85th minute to take that touch around the player, run around her. That's not even Andrea Hernandez's game typically, but the confidence to pull that out, that just shows the type of dog she is, the character that she has as a player, to do that in that moment and then look to connect a great ball down the line, and a good tactical ball, because that ball is going to go out of bounds way down there. We can pin them there. Just great stuff. She's had a great game.
And for all of that, Folsom Lake have garnered a throw, and the time continues to tick down here. The 86th minute now. And this is out behind for a corner kick. So quite the reward for the effort shown, as Adrienne pointed out, and now Folsom Lake have a corner kick here in the waning moments now of this match. They lead by a goal to nil.
They do the little things really well.
Corner kick for the Falcons.
So they go short here. Trying to take some time off the clock. And behind for a goal kick. But that took a good 30 seconds off the clock.
It did, but you don't want to give up the goal kick there. You want that going out of bounds. All those little things matter right now.
Goal kicks haven't been particularly long, though, from Saddleback throughout the course of this match either.
This is true. That's a great point.
Coach McNichol, with the white jacket that he wore back in 2022 when Saddleback captured the championship, stands with his arm crossed on the touchline.
I remember that look well.
Saddleback win possession along that left touchline. Now to play once again. Along the left, or along the right touchline, I should say, there was a good run from Arredondo. And she earns a throw in for her work along the touchline.
All it takes is one moment. One moment can change the game, and these are the times where these players have to lock in and dig deep. And Saddleback have not, their body language is still strong. They're still very together. And they know they're one set piece away. They're one clearance away.
I noticed Nieto and Saeed both in unison turn and look at the scoreboard to see how much time was left on the clock, as time is now being kept on the pitch by the referee.
Folsom putting on a clinic on how to kill off a game right now. And it's part of the game, and it's a really important part. It's the game within the game.
Here's the throw from Saddleback. How much more time do they have left in this match? You would figure not a whole lot of added time. This goes off Lozano for a throw-in. And right now, Saddleback just can't clear it from the defensive half of the pitch.
Just not enough urgency from Saddleback for me in this game, and in the second half, and really in the waning minutes of the game. Maybe needed to go to the 3-5-2 earlier. But in general, you know, even prior to that, the players on the field can be starting to make that adjustment and playing with more urgency.
Right.
Again, you know, playing fast without hurrying, being able to get the ball forward quicker, and just their transition from phase 2 to phase 3 just wasn't as lethal as Saddleback typically is on the counterattack.
Saddleback, the 2022 champions, now need something really, really special here in these final moments. But the possession has been all Folsom Lake over the course of the last 10 minutes or so of the match. An own goal in this match, the difference. That's why Folsom Lake have the 1-goal lead. There are two young fans I've noticed, that are two young girls that are running back and forth and leading the cheers here for Folsom Lake, and I'm sure they'll be very excited indeed in just a few minutes if Folsom Lake can hold on to take the win.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the youth soccer teams that are here, all of these young girls and boys, and I say boys too because people always say girls. This is a great game for boys as well to watch and be fans of, and those little girls are looking at these players competing at this level, and they're thinking, I can be here, because they have to see it, and they're here. And this is interesting.
This is interesting indeed. It's a free kick now on the edge of the penalty area for Saddleback. They're going to call for the trainer here.
Is this a set piece, Steve?
It is indeed. Last time I checked, Saeed was the player that was fouled, by the way, so the free kick will be just outside the semicircle here. Who do you think is going to take it?
Oh, we'll have to... I mean, I want Saeed or Nieto on it, but we'll see.
This would be pretty close, you would assume, to being the final kick of the half. How dramatic would it be to tie it up at a goal apiece? We're going to have a substitution, though, while they tend to Saeed for Folsom Lake.
It would be very dramatic for the plot.
Moments of magic we've talked about in 2022. We've had them so far here today. Do we have one more? Moments of magic before regulation ends here. Standing over it is Simis.
Simis would have absolutely been my third. She strikes the ball so well. So this is either going to be a banger or this is going to be in the netting.
I'm pretty sure she's going for goal here.
This is so spicy. I love it.
And she's going to curl it around the right side of the wall to try and tuck it in past the goalkeeper. It's Sims. She shoots on goal off the crossbar and cleared away. It was deflected up and onto the crossbar. A second attempt on goal is cleared away by Folsom Lake. And this is going into touch for a throw.
Absolute scenes.
What a save, though. That is unbelievable for it to go back up off the crossbar and remain in play.
Sibersma got a little pinky on that. Love that for her.
She's made 3 outstanding saves in the second half alone here, and that was the best of the 3.
Are you entertained?
I said at the top of the broadcast this would be the most intriguing game of the day, and it has certainly lived up to its billing. It's not over yet by any means. It's going to be a throw into Folsom Lake. Everybody on their feet now for the final seconds of this one. It's 1-0 Folsom Lake. They send this one forward. High ball to the edge of the penalty area. 6 players back for Folsom Lake. First one misses. We'd like to get a little bit more on the clearance. Saddleback have it now with Morton. And that's going to be, is that going to be a foul at the edge of the box? A long look from the referee, but play on is the call.
Should have been a foul.
I agree with you. Look at the watch from the referee. And he blows the whistle, and that's going to do it. The 2023 champions are headed back to the championship final. A 1-0 victory over the 2022 champions Saddleback. What a game, Adrienne.
What a game. What a game. And ultimately, I mean, Folsom really came out on the front foot, and that energy, I really just translated in them wanting it a little bit more than Saddleback. And yes, it was a little unlucky, but it really wasn't. I think it was a very, very craftily drawn set piece that's been trained out there, at training, and really was able to put the pressure in a big moment on Saddleback, and that's what really good teams do. So, yeah, credit to Folsom, and it was a great match from both teams, and I absolutely saw the strategy from Saddleback, and it was a good one, and they got a great chance at the end of the first half, the best chance of the game. So, that's how our game goes sometimes, and obviously going off the crossbar, off the pinky save. What a game. I mean, the level is just absolutely exploding, and and it just makes me so proud to be a part of it, and just all of it. This is why I do it. This right here.
Can you briefly sum up the emotions that the two teams are feeling right now as the Folsom Smoke is set off?
I mean, isn't this just like the beauty of life here? The highest of highs contrasted with the lowest of lows of emotion. And one thing that, you know, I mean, when we lost this game to Saddleback here, right where they are, I mean, our team came together immediately in a circle, and, you know, we just told them, like, the part that's beautiful is that you don't have to face this awful moment alone. We have each other, and that's the type of program that Saddleback has. BJ does such a good job with the culture of the program. Their fans, their energy is class. And then you've got the highest of highs. And, you know, these players are going to experience lows, but you got to soak these in, and they should celebrate hard, and they should be proud. And these women, they deserve all of it. So I'm just really proud. I'm so proud of how much our level has grown. All of the people that are a part of it behind the scenes, all the coaches. It's been a spectacle. So love it.
Let's take a look then at some highlights from this game, and there will be plenty of them, that is for sure. And let's start out right here with a free kick into the box, an unfortunate own goal that was the difference in this game. And it's just one of those things, as you mentioned, a well-designed, craftily designed set piece that resulted in a goal that gave Cyprus the 1-0 lead as we see it again. Just so unfortunate for Saddleback. And you see the reaction there from the Folsom Lake players as they take the lead. But boy, Saddleback had some opportunities here. Here's the first smart save from Cybersma, and she would be forced to make quite a few more here in the second half.
Yeah, and if my stats are correct, that's the first time Saddleback's been shut out since September 3rd. That's over 3 months. So just, you have to tip your hat really to Folsom, to how disciplined they are defensively. I mean, honestly, outside of real early in the game, they never got isolated.
Here's a look at the Cybersma save once again.
Gets a little
it actually went through her hands. You were quite right on the pinky touch. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it did. And, you know, that's kind of the thing with Cybersma. She's not always the cleanest, but, man, she gets the job done. And she's built for the moment. She's ready. No, it didn't look clean, but at the end of the day, she kept the ball out of the back of the net.
Our championship final bracket then is set. In the men's matchup, it will be Cuyamaca versus Butte. In the women's matchup, it will be Cyprus against Folsom Lake. Sunday here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. The men's soccer championship kicks off at 11 o'clock, the women's at 2 p.m. We remind you to join us on the Bay Area Sports Network tomorrow at the College of San Mateo for the NorCal Regional between CSM and Modesto. Jason Neal and Steve Nicolopoulos on the call for that one. This telecast by the Bay Area Online Sports Network was granted by the California Community College Athletic Association. Any rebroadcast requires the express written consent of the 3C2A and Bay Area Online Sports Network. For our entire Bay Area Online Sports Network production team and my partner Adrienne Sorensen, my name is Stephen Davies. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Sunday. Ciao for now.